Hello and welcome back for another episode about World War One object and memorabilia on my channel. Thanks for joining back. So today I decided to show you a new item from my collection. This is American model 1917 steel helmet. So this steel helmet is, as you can see, largely based upon the British Mark I helmet. So the reason why is simply because at the beginning of the war, or at the beginning of their involvement, the US Army had no helmets, and given that all other belligerents were having steel helmets, they realized that it might be a good idea to adopt one as well. So why did they adopt the British design, the Mark I design as their own? For three main reasons. The first one, it's availability. So the decision was taken when American soldiers were already present in France, albeit training but already in France, as far as I know, and therefore they needed those helmets very quickly. They needed no any large quantity, and it just happened that the British had 400,000 Brodie helmets, Mark I Brodie helmet for sale that the American could actually buy. So first, availability and for them to be able to give them to the troops quickly. Second, it's easy to manufacture. Those helmets are just basically a stamped metal, so they are extremely easy to manufacture. And actually, fun fact, many were manufactured by shoes companies. So you don't even have to be in the armament industry to produce those. Everybody can do it. And it's a bit like the French, for instance, with their Adrian helmets that were produced by toy company, bicycle company, and other companies that have nothing to do with the war industry. So easy to manufacture. And finally, the final reason is that I know for the US to adopt the British style helmet, it's a superior ballistic capabilities compared to, for instance, the French helmet. That the American actually increased by a slight margin, by 10%. So if I'm not mistaken, and from what I was able to read on the internet, so it's made of an alloy of manganese. The British helmet, the Brodie, has 12% of manganese in the alloy. The American increased it by 1% to 13% manganese in the alloy, which had for effect, as far as I was told, to increase its by 10% its level of protection. So actually the American model 1917 helmet was capable of stopping a 45 ACP bullet at 10 feet, which made it actually bulletproof, albeit for handguns, not against rifles, but still it's bulletproof against handguns. So it's based on the British MK1 type helmet, the Brodie helmet. However, there is some slight differences, which might be interesting for you if you want to buy one. Just bear in mind something, I'm not an expert about American equipment, so maybe I will make some mistakes in this video. And with regard to how to differentiate between a British helmet and American helmet, I know of two differences, but I believe there are more differences. Anyway, those differences are as follows. I will just get closer to the camera. The first one is on the rim. As you can see, if I manage to focus correctly, yes. On the rim here, the rim is not overlapping. So this is a first use that it should be an American design. It's not overlapping. Design one. The second one I know of is for the rivets. So when you look at the chin straps, the rivets are not the same. On the American design, the rivets are one piece and strong, while on the British design, as far as I know, it's a split rivet. So instead of being like a ball of steel, as you can see, it's two-sided and it's split. Those are the two. I believe a third way to distinguish between the two is the texture of the paint. So as far as I understand, the texture was not the same between the two helmets, but I will leave a specialist to put comments and tell me if I'm right or wrong. But that could be, I believe, a third way to distinguish between the three. And there might be some other ways as well. So something that should also allow you to distinguish between the two is that American helmets have on the inside a serial number that you can see here, starting usually with the letter Z plus a number. So Z plus a number. Something you will find on American model 1917 helmets. And yeah, that's basically it. Now, with regard to how it is made, as I said, it's a stamped sheet of metal with manganese alloy. On the inside, you will find a chin strap made out of leather, so quite typical, and then a liner. This liner will be made of first rubber. So this black part you can see is actually rubber. and inside, if you look, you have some woven fabric, which is cotton. So cotton and rubber. So that is basically it. You also have, like here, as you can see, some pieces of leather to make it a bit further away from the metal shell and to absorb shock. So, well, this is about it for the American model 1917. So they were made in actually great quantities. As I said, it was quite easy to manufacture. From the time it was adopted in 1917 to the end of the war in 1918, several million of them were produced. I believe if you only take the American numbers, because I think they were also made by by foreign companies, but if you only take American companies, more than 2 million of them were produced between 1917 to the end of 1918. But once again, if someone has better numbers, please feel free to add them in the comments. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and I hope to see you next week for another one. Thank you, bye.